はい、お疲れ様です。くざのまきです。はい、本日は平日ですけれども、ちょっとね。なんか、価格してないライブ 2D 大丈夫か重たいかもしんないな、もしかしたらな。格ついてるぞ。これ、ちょっと待って。タスクマリじゃ出す。使用率どうなってんだ、これ。いかん、ライブ 2D 価格問題が発生している。
カクカク。
あれこんな重かったっけこのゲーム。あれおかしいな。待ってー、これ。これ何やんだっけな。どれやったっけライブ 2D じゃない。フェイスリグくん。どこじゃろうか。ねえじゃあ、なんでよ。あれ前回もこんなに価格したっけもしかして前回はあれが 2PC でやったっけやばい。これちょっと待ってね。これね。はい。奥義パペットを出す。奥義パペットをオンにして、フェイスリグどこ行ったフェイスリグどこ行ったフェイスリグどこ行ったのかなフェイスリグくんどこ行ったはい。奥義はい。パペットを出すことでもうね、すべてを解決していくスタイル。はい。まあ、いいじゃん、動かなくても。はい、今日はコールオブファレスガンスリンガーを、やってきます。第2回目ですね。ちょっとね、期間が空いちゃったんですけど、平日はな、しんどいな、平日の夜やるのしんどいな。でも、今週はね、ちょっと来週に頑張って休みを入れたいので、ちょっとね、それを考えるとちょっとね、月曜日はテンションが持つので、持つというものですよ。はい。ということで、今日はこのコールオブデューティガンスリンガーの続きをやっていこうと思います。だいたい1時間くらいをスパッとやっていこうと思います。じゃあ、始めよう。ストーリーのニューゲーム続行。はい。ビャーン。サイラスの数々の復讐の中の一章であるジョニー・リングを殺すことは血まみれのバウンターハンターとしてのもう読めなかったわ、もう。読めなかったわ、もう。はい。準備完了。最高のやつ。最高のやつ。
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting plumber looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plumber rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape. And that's where I thought I'd find him.
鉱山入り口を探せ。よかろう。行くぞ。まあ、賞金をとりあえずは稼ぎに行くぞ、みたいな。いいね、このね、回転の滑らかさ。カリカリカリカリってね。走っちゃおう。あ？声はすれども。声はするが姿は見える。
声が二重に聞こえる。
嘘？マジ？声が二重に聞こえる？なんで？全くわからん。それはちょっとあれだな。今までにない感じだ。なんだろう。何が原因だろう、それ。
あ、タマちゃんの声は普通。
あ ゲームのね、ゲームの声がね。
さっきのゲーム内の声。
はいはいはいはいはいはい。じゃあとりあえずパーン。
As my late father pointed out to me more than
当
once,
たってない。
God made men, but Samuel Colt made them equal.
おっと、あ、フックにふっ、危な。ワンシャート。いってってマジ。ふっ、いってマジ。死ぬ死ぬ死ぬ死ぬ死ぬ。走ってきるな。ああ、いた。
死なないで。
おお、勝てこいつ。あらさんこんにちは。あ、こんなところにめっちゃ爆発した樽あったやんけ。これ撃てばよかったわ。さ
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the
あ、マヌ
polite
ケど
thing
もか
would
ら
be
ダイナ
to
マイトを
return
頂
it.
戴してしまったから俺をお返しするのが筋だと思う。いいね
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in 48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches.
当たってるけど勝てえなあいつ。痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い。これでも食らえ。
There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold
これ
ships,
見えない。
like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just
Okay.
regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and
Over
easy
up.
pickings. Charlie
Good
Crow,
shot.
the blacksmith.
でもセリフをね読んでる余裕がないですね。
James, who worked in the stable.
これ何向こう行けないのこれ。
Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons. Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbor.
やばいってそれは。あ、このリボルバー思ったほど連射が早い。思った以上に。そうか、なるほど。ガンガンぶちかましていけばいいんだな。
Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam.
でもあんまり精度は良くないな。近距離なら
Dangerous,
強い。
desperate individuals. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot.
は
That
あ
son
は
of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other.
あ。もう悪い
He
やつ
set
ら
up
だ
a
な。
defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach.
行って行ってなんか自爆しない今の。
I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to
達成に見
realize
せる
it.
手に負えない状況だった。
They must have thought I was tough. Or had some kind of death wish. Seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. Watch out for the goddamn gunpowder!
お
One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone. Did I have any second thoughts about what I was doing? No. God damn you!
Okay, go! Say hello, my little friends! さあ、敵はいずこへ。
I thought I was some kind of hero.
黄色気取りになっちゃったわけってことよ。
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny.
さあ、
But
宿命
first,
の
I had something I needed to figure out.
確か
I
めなきゃいけ
had
な
a
いと
few
ころ。
ideas
は
on
い。
how to get into that mine. But once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning
鉱
back.
山の行き方がいくつかあ
So
る。
my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance, Made sense.
理にかなってる。
It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous,
より危険なことになって
as
し
there
まっ
would
た。
undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
なるほどね。奴らの巣窟なわけだな。はあ。はい、どうぞ。何ここ。刻印入りレンジャー。ショットガンいいね。こういうとこではショットガンいいよ。どうりょんの。お前かーい。
Once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
暗くて前が見えないぜ。だが
A single stumble or misstep could easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
ここでっとんのこれ。リロードが長い。さあここでライフルを持って敵でね見えないんで下かペーンペーンしてとうここに弾マジ真っ暗で何も見えるんだけどあからさこんなんで大丈夫なの全然見えないけど道がわからないのである
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked.
死んだけどえ何事おお
I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to Kingdom Come.
ヘッショットグッショット
With all that gunpowder
Oh,
and
nam
dynamite
mamie.
everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at. All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom.
ちょ待って待ってむずい待ってむずい待ってくださいもうちょっとあまりにも画面が暗いあまりにも画面が暗いこれは見えないわちょっと待って映像これ左側のロゴだって全く見えんやんこんなんはい OK これでマシンだ全然明るさ違うやんけ
As a boy, I always loved the 4th
待ってこれ
of
もしかして持
July.
ってんのショットガン待って実は持ってんのショットガンだよこれライフル遠くから撃ったら許されないよねなんだここ待ってライフルだよねどうすんのさここ撃ったらダメなところがもしかして撃ったらダメなところなんですかここは登れないつまり何消毒しとったわ
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube.
ういどうしたらいいのあれ待ってどうしたらいいのかなていうか画面変なことなってないなんか待ってこれあれ画面おかしくないこれなんでこんななってんの待って画面がおかしいあよかった よかった。よかった。でだよ。問題はここどう抜けるかですよ。なるほど。貫通さえさせたしなければこっちの方
One
か。
wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad blasted tube.
頑張って。
頑張るぞ。おい、さっき言ったやつどこ行ったマジ。
Freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
さっき言ったやつどこ行ったマジ。よー。おう。ちょ
It's a
ー
good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
即死の
Instead,
即死の
I
QT が。
spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite
あん
side.
なすごいですけど、あったんかい。反対側にね、反対側にはしごがあった。はい。
It was a
最
long
初か
way
らこれを行
around,
けばよ
but
かった
that
じゃない
approach
か。
seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me.
うひょ
Climbing down that ladder required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of
ー
faith,
ジャンプをしなければならなかった。
which
しゃ
ain't easy when you're suspended between
う
heaven
わ
and
ーちょ
hell.
ー
I was
なん
determined
だ
not
と
to give up, however.
危な。
That Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
なんかいい字あった今。しゃ刻印入りん
You
刻印入りレンジャー。かっこいいねこっちのがね。さあ行くぜ。
But first, I would have to
Oh.
make a choice.
選択。
Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
エレベーターを使うか、はしごを登るか。はしごこっちではない。エレベーター is 何こっちじゃあ、ここさっきの死体の山や。はい、クラムさん、こんばんは。ふむ。では、はしごでも登っていくか。足場怖すぎやろここ。
I wanted to use the element of surprise. Plus, I figured I could use the exercise.
よいしょ、エクサ
I
サ
was
イズ。
warmed up already, so what the hell?
カウボーイタイム、そう、it's カウボーイタイム。何してる君。おう。あはしご。違う、ここ登ってきたとこやろ、ここ。で、こっちか
Plummer。was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserve him better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met
Hey.
his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
ライフル。くらえ
The
や
point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
ー。リローディング。リローディング。くぐれない。えこうあ、いけないあ、こっち。ゆっくりしちゃった。罠っぽい、ここ。めっちゃ罠っぽい、ここ。めっちゃ罠っぽい、ここ。
EH フォワットハプン。
あれちょっとなんか勝手にさ、勝手に OBS 君が入れ替わるんだけど。 こんなになってんの？ OBS くん何が起こってる？勝手になんか画面切り替わるんだけど OBS くんが。
暗い。
Well, this day is just getting worse and worse for you. Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing. What can you aim?
なんでこれ勝手に切り替わるんだろうさっきから。
No blood money for you today. I need some help here.
Oh, help
Come
here.
on, boys. Take this cocksucker out.
ヒュッ。いた。
Mutilate that sucker.
ほい。
That's right.
危ねえ。でどういったやつは？あ？
You ain't taking me.
Take this part!
It's gonna hurt. You can shoot, but can you aim?
見てよー。
A lot of good men. Why don't you just join the circus?
カチャカチャカチャカチャカチャカチャカチャカチャカチャ。
In a million pieces. So on. God damn, he's hard to hit. It's this son of a bitch. You killed an
や
innocent.
べえやべえ。あー死
I
ぬ。
can shoot too. They're gonna bury you in a million.
まだ生きやがる。
No blood money for you today.
ふう。
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew
そ
were
う、こ
worth
れが
their
ヘンリー・
weight
プラ
in
ワーの
gold.
最後だったってわけだ。なんだろうね、今日
And
ね。
now,
なんでこんな画面切り替わ
I
るんだろう、
was
勝手に。
officially a bounty hunter.
はい。とりあえず終わったけど。なんだろうね、今日ね。OBS くん調子悪いのかな。
So, did you
Hey,
finally
Lucky,
go
what's
after
right
that
on the
Bob
middle?
feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the
プリ
devil
コネは
himself.
どう？今はプリコネは関係ないじゃろ。
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
ふーむ。ロード中、早く死んでくれよ、草。サイラスは残った敵、ボブ・フライバーントを探すためにバウンティーハンティングで賞金を稼ぐことを選んだ。最高。
I dodged death many
これ
a
はそれはあれ
time,
だ。
and that night in Abilene
Ah!
was no different.
なんや、ここは
I
急
was
に。
there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
ここでライフルを使う。ダーンヘッシャーゲッシャー。見て。ロングショット。
God damn him.
あ、いた。ヘッショット。だけど。どこ行ったこれはあれがお前か。はぁへ
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
ぇショ
Yeah,
ットが
that's what they want you to believe. It was colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres.
ブームヘッドショット
Oh yeah.
To the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look
死体の山
around
じゃ
and
ないか。
imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and
そしてお、いかつい。
wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch.
お前にも
He
廃墟をくれ
deserves
てやろ
that much. Don't you think so, Ben?
う。やつにも廃墟をや
John
ろう。
Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the
しまい
lives
なや
of
つは42の命を
42
奪ったことを認めてる。す
men,
げえ
fathers
な
and。husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. I'm freezing my giblets off.
Ain't right, we gotta stay out here keeping watch.
なんか声聞こえる。
Ain't nobody stupid enough to go after Hardin anyway.
Better 3 hours early than a minute too late.
ここか。一つ、二つ、三つ。
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew,
だ。
as most of them were wanted as well. I
Good
figured
job.
Hardin was here somewhere, but to
Good
get to
job.
him, I'd have to get past
Okay.
his gun hands. And that was easier said than done, as most of them were as foolish and full of bravado as I was.
ほっちょろいぜ。ああ、まだいる
I had to spill
Shut-
a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp.
大量の血が
He
無
was
駄に流れた。
carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to
Nikolai.
reach the Bull's Head. Some were
So
hightailing it into
sometimes
town to
I-
inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Good job. いた。ふぅ、エーペックスレジェンズやってる気分だぜ。オッケー。どこだ？どっからだ？下か。Good shot.
Tell Hardin someone's coming for him.
あ、こっち？この中いる？
Stop
いない
that
か。
sumbitch!
Yeah, you know you can't beat. Let the boys know we got another law dog.
早いなこれ連射。クイックシューター。ダンクショット。でもこういう時はライフルよな。放て、あ、失敗。放て、あれ。もう一丁。
I wondered if Bob was among them.
奴らの中にボブはいねえか。
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit
So-
better.
もしかしたら相手は自分以上に強いかもしれないから自らを奮い立たせて。いざいざいざいざいざ街の中へ。
Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers.
なるほど。
Most of these
伏兵というわけ
degenerates
だな。
were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story.
おっと、リロードがバラであったら。おーい。いや。弾がな。弾がな。 切れちゃったよもう。いて。あの野郎。ほわ
I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
ー。実際やつの誕生日だった。ヘッショー。いるねこれはね。あー当たっちゃったー。
カムトゥロングフェスティバル。
誕生日をやったらしいですね。なんかね、やつらね。ヒューンバババーン。QT むずくない？ああQT むずくない？やばいなこれ。難易度高いぞこれ。やっぱ上げるんじゃなかったら難易度。あ、スキルポイントを使ってみようか。早打ちもの時間延長。よっしゃ。かっこいい銃になったぞ。おー決まった。でツーヒットコンボ。なるほど、コンボっていうのがあるんだな。いた。ちょっとショットガンじゃきついんだよね。ハンドガンじゃきつい距離だな。ロングショット、ヘルショット、ロングショット、外れ。ほい、当たらん。当たらんな。Today's good day to die. Okay, headshot. まだいるな。ち。あれ。あれ当たらん。言うほど精度良くないな。ロングショット。ロングショット。ヘッドショット。Good kill.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
このやってきました。
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
Foot. 痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い。早打ちボタンもっと使っていこう。これむずいんだけどマジで。こんなはずではなかったんだが。
In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
あれ、嘘生きてる。頭に当てたって今の。
リダ、タナちゃん、イングリッシュ、インプルーブ。
インプルーブ。当たらん。
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the
なんか見
fastest
つけた
gun
んだ
in
け
the
ど、
West.
なんか光ってんのあるんだけど。まあ、取れなかった、今の。出たな、いかついおっさん。15歳で最初の殺人。いびきがムカついて殺人。息をしてるだけで40人の殺害。ジョン・ウェズリー・ハーディン。
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
これむずいんだよね。あ、早いってマ
No,
ジ。
wait. He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
え？やつは俺を撃ってない。それは確かだ。マジむずいんだよな、これほんとさ。A と D を使え。はい。避けるのどうやんの？身をかわすってあんた簡単にやってくれよ、ほんとな。やばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいや
WHA
ちょっと当たんないんだけど、弾が。何今の。でもなんか久しぶりにやってるから全然思い出せんわ。これ一回やったゲームなのにさ。一回やったゲームなのに全然思い出せんぞ。うおー。ふい。ふい。あったいやー何回避けたらいいのあれ。身をかわしてもこっちの球が当たんなきゃ勝てないんだよな。つまりかわし続けて一発を狙わなきゃダメだからあれ。
That man was faster than grease
あの
lightning.
野郎は冗談抜き
But
な
being
かった。
inebriated as
酒
he
飲んだ状
was,
態で
he
何発撃っ
didn't
たから
count
って
his
数えてなかっ
shots.
たんだ。
And now, he was at my mercy.
で、やつは俺になったんだ。
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the
Okay,
back
listen.
in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
ほー。なるほど、ちょっとね、コメントを読めるように OBS の位置を変えます。Good, get good game. そう。よいしょ。
Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a
私は冷ま
dish
してから食
best
べる料理であ
served
るって言う
cold.
だろう。言うの
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go
イン
toe
ディ
to
アンと
toe
一
with
騎
a
打ち
red
なんてのをや
man?
ったことあるのかい？グレイウルフ。
Yes,
エピソ
I
ード
did,
5。
Ben.
あれよ、ベン。
I
俺はいつ
remember
と
once I was after
荒
this
くれアパッチを追って
renegade
いた
Apache,
グレイウルフだ。
Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his
妙な話だが、
primary
奴にとっては復
motivation.
讐というのも本能的な欲求だったんだ。さあ、インディアンが出てきますね。 サイラス・グリーブスはマイク・ベズリー・ハーディと同じく危険なアウトローを追いかけた。Dance with Renegades。
クリアできないと別の話になんの？
いや、そんなことはないと思うけど。
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's
州
how
長
I
グレイ
came
ウル
to
フの
hunt
首
him
には
in the
賞金がかけられ
mountains.
ていた。それはやつを
Mountains
見
so
て、
high
マジ
they
でセリフ
tickled
が読め
the
ない。
nether regions of heaven.
過去の遥か遠くの山中で。
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death.
さあ、シャーマンで
Right
す
from the
ね。
beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move.
初めからグレイウルフが俺のなるほど監視されているような気がしてい
He
たん
led
で
a
すね。
band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
狼の遠吠えが響きます。さあ、開けた場所ね、こう不意打ちには絶好の地形だ。
They saw me before I saw them.
危ないあー、ちょっと待って、遮蔽がない。マジか。遮蔽あったわ。左側か。よかろう。アンブッシュに最適な地形
They
だとか言ってた
saw
ら本
me
当にアンブッシュされん
before
じゃ
I
ん。
saw them.
ふわっくらい。ギョエちょっと無理すると死ぬな、マジで。これもう次から難易度下げよっかな。ノーマルでよくないこれ。おい、こうさ、やっぱさ、キャンペーン系のゲームっていうのはさ、スパッとこうさ、気持ちよくクリアできてな、それがい
They
いと
saw
思うん
me
だよな。
before I saw them.
だからな、危ない。これ隠れてても当たるんかい。当たらない。ふっ、当たんな。ロングショット、ヘッドショット、グッショット。やつらめどこにでも潜んでやがるな。ロングショット。
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
それ
But
こそ
now
が
that
大
the
した問題
shooting
で
had
はない。
started, there was no backing down.
引き返すことはできない。せやな。ヘッドショット。あちょあれあちょあらかわした。グッジョブ。あ、ソードショットガン。いやー、ここはライフルじゃねえかな。あ、逃がさん。当たんね。痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い痛い、危ない。あれはしたい。シャー。Good job.
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there.
Good night.
怖い。
怖いね、怖いね。
I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way
お
I
っ
did.
と
But then again, I got a lot of those.
ふいヘッドショット。おっとグッナイト。さあ上か。グッジョーヘッドショット。2人で終わりかな。いかにも奴らが襲ってきそうな地形だぜ。チェストー。
Did you find Grey Wolf?
敵の
Not at
戦
that
いに陣
moment,
取ってる
but
の
I
は
did find the entrance to
Yeah.
their hideout.
あれだな、知らないよ。あれ当たらな。マジか。ここはライフルかな。商談による射殺やるね。まだいんのか。
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you're in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure angry
意
cussing.
固地になっていた。超危ねえ地形やん、ここ。もう切り立てなんてもう。洞窟どう行くの？こう。What's up？ どう行くのここ。さすがにここ降りられないだろ。こっちか。罠みたいな音が、匂いがプンプンするぜ。うわー、いた。いやー、おっとまだいる。危なかった。よいしょ。
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't
狭い
about
と
to
こなら
back
ハンド
down.
が。
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
中は明るい。なるほどね。こっちじゃなく、外には出られそうないな。うわ、いるやん。いてー、マジか。よし。フライだー。バーンバーンバーン。ふう。さあ、やつらどっから仕掛けてくるかわからない。お、なんかあるぞ。ダイナマイトいいね。さあ来い。
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars.
おっと。一回絶対。チェストヘッドショット。チェストヘッドショット。いいね。
They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
アンブッシュされそう。めっちゃアンブッシュされそう。ですよね。
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
かっけー。
ベストウェイイズステイ。
ちょ早くないそれ。うわっ。ふっくん。決まったー。ちょっと待ってね、ごめん。コメントをスクロールしてしまって最新のコメントが読めなかった。オッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケーオッケー。なぜか、フォントサイズが 80% ぐらいになってなんでなんか今日おかしいぞ、様子が。なんだろうね、今日ね。まあいいや、進みましょ
ナイス。
早打ちなら負けないぞ。さあ来い。はい、ハードピークからの撤収。ね、あとはあ、いた。危ねえ。なんか犬神家みたいになったけど。
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never
あ、
shut up.
おしゃべりはエン
Both
ドレ
of
ス
them
だ。
nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the cave of death.
死の洞窟あれ探しに行くことになった。ここが死の洞窟か。インディアンと結婚して一生ここと言われ続けるのやべえな。一夫多妻制ってもしかして女性が強かったりするのかね。わかんないけど。ここは登れそうにないな。で、もうめっちゃ罠地形って感じやん、ここ。
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice
Oh,
echoed
kake.
in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in
お
your
前その
heart.
心に大
If
きな
you
闇
do
が見え
not
る。その
release
闇を
it,
取り去らないと
it will
魂まで
claim
食われ
your
てしまうぞ。
soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me.
お
As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
he said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes.
なんだなんだ
And
なんだ
indeed,
今の。
his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
わお。危ねえ。痛いってマジ。危ねえマジ。まだいるまだいるマジか。ちくしょ あ、たけし先生。まだいる？
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap.
こんなコメラ笑うの生まれてこの方見たことないです。
Kind of like a miracle.
何？おお、道ができた。マジか。おーい、人のことはめといてグレーウルフよ。どこ行けなかったんやろ。逃
I
がさね
felt
えぜ。
like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back.
ここ渡るしかないのか。とわー。うわ、足は怖っ。
I
や
chased
ろう。
after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that
Asha,
mumbo
yeah.
jumbo.
Mumbo jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother.
あ
I'm
ー、
relating exactly what happened to me.
今度こそ逃がさねえぜ。
There
曲が
were
り方に気を
dozens
つ
of
けよう。
Apache warriors
ちょ
aiming
っと
at
言
me
い過
from
ぎだ
all
ろ。
Dozens.
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of,
At least 3 or 4.
well, more than that, little lady.
ここはちょっとライフルが欲しいね。終わり？終わりかな？何百人ではなかったね。めっちゃ追ってるな、サイラスさん。いた、マジか。痛い。ふい。ほわ。あぶねー。よっしゃ。
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat.
白ひ
I
が
was
い。
determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me.
また罠っぽ
And
い地
wouldn't
形
you
だ
know
よ。
it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
何？Damn it! Down!
メニュートラップカード P
きついよこれ。
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen
こ
before.
とない岩なくなってんじゃねえか。How many trap cards? He has so many. Many
I
and many.
followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me.
やつが何を言いたかったのか知らねばならな
But
い
it。was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
結局どっか行くんかい。
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
ふむ。 なるほどな。スキル。レンジャー。スキル上げとか。
OH he just gone WOW
ね、消えちゃった。平発キャン。さあ、よし。あと1個やって終わりにしようかな。そしたら。
Thank you, darling. It's
真実
interesting
は
how
やけ
the
に強く
truth
見えた
can
りしてるってのはすげえ
sometimes
話
seem
だな。見方によるんだろうけど。
malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
だいぶノベルの話は大
Did
げさ
they
にしてある。
exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
ダイトンブラザーズ。
Those Daltons were
ダイトンの
lawmen
ギャングた
once
ちはかつて役
before
に
they
立ってたが
all went
悪者になっ
bad,
てからテリトリーを越えて
robbing
銀行
banks
強盗や列車強盗をやりまくった
and trains
もちろんコフィービルまでだが
until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up
俺
arms
はその
that
時武
day.
器を取った市民の一人なん
Fighting
だ
on the side of right.
I did my best, sir. We all did.
グレイウルフはアパッチとの祈祷してサイラスに苦しみを憎しむの毒でのたしまってはいけないとミステリアスな警告と忠告をしたあれそういう忠告なのか本当に
It was early morning.
あれはまだ早
One
朝
of
だ
my
った
friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street.
武器をさせろ
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always writing him about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always
ギャング
the
たちが来
woman's
てたの
fault.
かあいつの隠れ方厄介やな
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown.
ふむこんなところに奴らがとや
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity.
ダルトン兄弟の若さはあれだがついただけど誰もがそうなる
They
ことは分かっ
had
てい
it
た
coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon.
あら
A
マピーノ
posse
が
of U.S. deputy marshals
連
were
邦保安
on the
官の
rooftop
民警
across
団
the
が2
street.
件目の銀行を通りなさんだあーもうわか読まない読めん
boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights.
Headshot
Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually.
Say hello
You just
my
gotta wait
little
till
friends
Switch is out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
はしご出てきた
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
裏の続き道を見つけたなるほどねじゃ行きますか
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there.
給水塔これあこれねこれね給水塔これね行きましょう Let's go 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 go
A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder. laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
あそこにと突っ込むのか。行くぞとーおこれ何どうすんのこれどうすんのこれあここじゃあ行きますか下はあふんふんふんふんふん
Heroic men like him who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
勇敢に
That Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch 悪党ども年貢の納め時だぜ
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that.
あどっから撃たれた今下かブラザー何誰もおらん現金は盗まれた後か
Over there!
よいしょ
What the hell?
あマジか
Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
おらんなよっしゃ行くぞゴーフイフイフイ
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
He is the last man standing
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
だからそれは事実とは違う
It was early evening,
あ
not
ら
high
犬とは
noon.
ピルマじゃない
The Daltons blew up a safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there.
おうずらか
I
ら
was
順
late
番
to the
だ
party, and Coffeeville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were
あれみたい
dropping
につい
like
てきた俺で言った
flies.
保安官弱えリーダーイケメン負け犬誰とだけど一人にひでえな
I'd
負
been
け犬って
tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
シールダー硬いなお前さあ追うぞ
Waste your bullets. Go ahead.
さあどこ行ったかなやろ
Hey, we got us an evil. What's wolves in them?
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to
うこ
top
に
it off,
味方やんか
I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the
こ
Daltons,
こはライフルだ
and they were shooting at the
どこにい
Browns,
る
who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been
チェ
feuding
スト
forever.
いたあいた
And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeeville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
どこだ中か Are you okay?
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Woo! こんなわらわら用意してやがったのか、やつらめ。道がない、道が。あ、やべやべ。走れ。おーん、これどこ行くんだ？道が、あ、こっち？
It was Emmett, the youngest.
エメットです。ダルトン兄弟の一番下。やつはその場にとどまり俺を殺そうとした。
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
I'm gonna cut you in half.
あいつ辛くね。なんで銃弾無視してこいつ来んの？
You ain't getting by me, Greaves.
あいつなんなんこいつ。ターミネーターすぎない？ちょっとさすがにさ。終わった。
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeeville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23
3回撃たれたっ
times.
て聞けど。
Well, Dwight, who do you think put
そ
all
の
those
全部開け
damn
たら一体
holes
誰だ
in
と思
it?
ってるんだっつあれで生き延びたのすげえな。
But I have to admit,
確かにあの男には
that
根性があ
boy
った。
had grit.
パパパパパー。よーし。スキルポイントがあるぞい。よいしょ。はい、じゃあ今回のコールオブファレスガンスリンガー三振この辺で終わりにしたいと思います。明日も仕事だからね、まあ一回一回短めなんですけれども、まあできる限りはね平日でも頑張って配信していこうと思いますので、もしよろしければ、チャンネル登録、高評価、Twitter のフォロー等ですね、よろしくお願いいたします。うん。明日も仕事だから。OK。
お疲れ様。
そう、ハードにワークしなきゃいけないのでね、明日も。ハードワークが待ってるから。はい、ということで、最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。また次回の配信で、お会いいたしましょう。それでは皆様、お疲れ様でした。おやすみなさい。